Hello, my prayers. It is me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot. And we're here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. So I'm going to do an old school conversation where one person talks and the other person talks. So we're not going to go back and forth like we've been doing the last couple of weeks. I just felt called to do two separate tell me everythings. One for the feminine energy, one for the masculine energy. If you are smart, you will hear the feminine energy out. You will not skip to masculine energy just because you are trying to hear about somebody in your life who is leaning into a masculine energy, because it would be an inaccurate picture of them as a whole, because they're going to have some of the sentiments of both sides. The other thing the other reason that would be a mistake is because this is also your own energy, and it's good to see if this energy is truly reflected back by this reading, to make sure that you're in tune and in alignment with this reading as well. So hopefully you will stay tuned for the entire reading, which I am going to put in its entirety up today. A lot of times when I do the Tell Me Everything, I do an extended, but today this is going to be completely free for everyone. And starting next week, I will be moving into a model where I will have 10 minutes or so here on YouTube that will be accessible to everyone, and then 10 minutes on my Passes channel, which I will be telling you more about next week. That will also be free. You only have to follow me on Passes to be able to see it. And then there will be probably a little juicy extended reading for the members who are signed up on my Passes channel. So stay tuned for all of those developments coming next week. Okay, here we go. The reason I did it this way today is because Divine Feminine, I felt this emotion that needed to come up and out and be expressed. I feel like the Divine Feminine has been more keeping the emotions to herself lately, where in the past there was a lot of proliferating about how she was feeling, and now I think it's much more internal. And so she has this desire to be seen and heard today, like on her own, which is why I separated the two readings today. So we're going to start with her. The first position, I'm using the Tarot of the Divine, and I'm pairing it with the Alice in Wonderland Tarot deck, which was a gift from the Nethos. So thank you so much for that deck. I love it so much. I've been using it a lot. And in the Tarot of the Divine, for Divine Feminine, we have this Three of Wands image, which is really interesting because we see this feminine energy, and it looks like she's rushing to climb up this ladder. I feel like she's in a hurry. We can see her dress is like blowing in the wind, so you're getting this sense of motion that's happening, and it's coming out in the reverse. And I associate the Three of Wands with, we have asked for something, or we've made some kind of a decision to focus in a certain direction, in the Two of Wands, and then we have to kind of just surrender to the restlessness of that card, where once we make the choice, we really kind of just want to get going. But we have to surrender that there's nothing we can do. It's sort of out of our hands, and we have to travel along that path to arrive at this Three of Wands, where now we can see what it is that we've asked for, but it's still not quite here. The ships are coming in. So there's still this sense of waiting and sometimes impatience that we can associate with this. And of course, if we can be patient, if we can be in this place of faith that this is coming, then we can arrive at the Four of Wands, where we're finally feeling this stable ground beneath our ideas or dreams that we've had starting to form. Something that's going to be strong enough to withstand the pressures of the Five of Wands, overcome it to get to the Six of Wands, which we're going to see later in this on the masculine side, to be fought for to the death on the Seven of Wands, to create motion to the Eight, to kind of finally come to a place of rest and exhaustion, and then completion in the Ten of Wands. So that's the trajectory that you go in the suit of the Wands. And Divine Feminine is here. And if we ask her, how do you feel about this connection? She would say to the masculine, I don't want to wait. I don't know what I'm waiting for. You know, at other times in my life, I could see very clearly what I was waiting for. But you haven't given me enough information for me to truly understand what it is, 11:33 when I'm saying this, what it is that you're actually going to offer me if I wait. It's implied, but not spoken. And so you're asking me to wait for something that I can't see. And that requires faith. And I have had faith for a long, long, long time. And the truth is, I don't have that in me anymore to wait for something that I can't see. If I could see what I'm waiting for, I could wait. But I have no idea what that thing is. So I don't know if it's worth the wait or not. And I'm not going to gamble anymore with my time because I recognize that my time is precious. And that's something that you don't recognize. You don't recognize that my time is precious. If you value me, if you have love for me, you will recognize that and act accordingly. You will not make me wait, particularly for communication about what the fuck you want me to wait for. Like, that is... Okay. Jeez. All right. Something that I'm hiding from you. This is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, this position, when we say something that I'm hiding from you, remember, when you're listening to these readings, you can hear it as your own voice speaking to your person. You can hear it as your person, some part of your person speaking to themselves. But the best thing is if you hear it as a part of you speaking to yourself. So when you're saying this, like, let's say you're saying this to your person, like, I don't want to wait for something I can't see. You're not showing me the money. Like, how can I wait for that? This is like the thing that you're, something that you're, is, oh my God, a source of creativity for you. Like, I always use my music career, or if you're a writer, something that you're writing and working on, or, you know, if you're building a business, whatever creative endeavor that you have right now. That thing is saying, you're asking me to wait until you have the time or until you've healed this wound or whatever to deal with it. And inspiration isn't going to wait around, though. I'm not going to wait around to see whether or not I can be expressed, right? When I'm here, and I pass through you, and either you take that opportunity or chance, or I move on to the next one. That's how inspiration works, because ideas must be expressed, and if they aren't expressed, they will find a way to be expressed elsewhere. So that's kind of the equivalent if you're trying to think, well, how is this applying to me? That's how I would apply it to you. So this part with what is hidden, this is also maybe something you're hiding from yourself. But what Divine Feminine is hiding from the masculine energy is that it's been really painful for me to work on my projects. It's been really painful for me to apply myself to my creative endeavors, because I feel like my work isn't paying off. Just like I can't see the end. I can't see the end. I'm going to work without seeing an end to this? Like, no. Eventually, I'm going to give up. You know, the AI robot that once it realized its only function was to take boxes off the conveyor belt and put it onto another conveyor belt, or like shelved conveyor belt, and it literally just shut itself off because it realized that its existence was pointless, like that. So I haven't been able to really focus on my work or create things lately. There's painful experiences in my life that are distracting me. It hurts to work on something and never see a payoff. So I'm kind of hiding that from you. Like, maybe you think I'm over here grinding. And when I am working, it's like really painful to me to do it. It's not fun. Right now, my work isn't fun. Because work can be rewarding for itself, but eventually I think there is sort of a, like, if you're having trouble finding meaning, it becomes sort of a thankless task, I think. And so Divine Feminine is having trouble finding meaning, working on the connection between herself and another person. It's like, why would I keep doing this job if all I'm doing is hurting myself? Why would I keep working on this connection with you? I don't have any desire. It just hurts too much. I'm done working. I quit. I quit. Something I seek forgiveness for. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. I'm sorry. Oh, I see this snake here. I've never noticed this snake that's coming all through here. But what I was going to say before I noticed the snake was simply just I'm sorry for not being able to nurture you and having to nurture myself. I'm sorry for seeing you as somebody who is just has mommy issues, honestly, and is just trying to get something or take something from me. Because I do see you that way. And I'm sorry that that's how I see you, or that that's how I feel about you right now, because I logically know that you are functioning from a place of wounding, and it's not your fault. But that's how I see you. I just see you as somebody who wants a mommy. You want somebody to take care of you. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, not sorry. I'm nobody's mom except for the child that I chose to have. That's the only person who gets to call me mom. Okay. Something I want to say about this present moment. I also think, though, let me clarify this. I'm sorry because ultimately I want to be a nurturing companion to you. Ultimately, I want to be in this role where, we have an even exchange of taking care of one another. But I can't be this for you because when I give to you, you're not giving back to me. To clarify. Because it's not that I wouldn't want to nurture you if we were in a connection where that was sustainable. But it's not sustainable to give to a boa constrictor. Right? That's gonna not end up being a good exchange in the end. Like, for me. Something I want to say about this present moment, this Knight of Wands shit, I absolutely do not have any time for this. So, I know in the past that you thought it was pretty clever to, like, demonstrate your love for me with these sort of grandiose gestures, and I ate it up for a while. But now, if you do anything less than consistently communicate with me and show me that you want me as part of your life every day, no matter what the fuck is going on in your life, then I don't want it. So if you've come up with this big, oh, I made this for you, and I don't fucking care. I literally don't care. If you said to me, like, if all you did right now was give me something that you made me, I don't know, a piece of artwork, a painting, wrote me a poem, wrote me a song, I don't care. If you were like, oh, I've worked so hard and I've made this for you, I would look at it with disgust on my face, because I don't want your stuff. I don't want your proclamations. I don't care about any of that, because do you know what I get when all you give me is this? Nothing. Nothing. The thing that you create for me, it has no value to me. Beyond it being like, oh, I like you. No shit. Take a number, get in line. I know you like me. I don't care. That's not a big deal. What is a big deal is somebody who likes you and then actually behaves in a manner which indicates that that is true. This stuff, not true. This is fake stuff. It's not real. Words are wind. And even if you left something that was there for 1,000,000 years, because you're not here, because you don't speak to me, because we don't have communication, because we don't see each other, because we're not physically together, it's meaningless to me. So you wasted your time. You literally wasted your time. All the effort that you were putting in, all of the hard work that you were doing just to try to show me that you were, it's a waste of time. It doesn't mean anything because it's not real if you don't actually show up and back it up. In fact, it ends up being something I hate. Like, the things that my person has made for me in the past, I can't even consume them now. If it comes onto my, comes down to my radar, I immediately delete it or get rid of it because I don't want to see it, because I don't care about it, because it's not real. It's not real. If there was something behind it, then it would be real. I would love it. But because it's not real, because it's just smoke and mirrors, an illusion that was put on so that I would stay focused there, I don't want it. I don't like it. And in fact, I think it's pathetic and horrible now. And I would never recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, look what my person made. I'm embarrassed. I wouldn't even tell anybody they made it for me. I'd be like, I don't know who you made that for, some dumb bitch. Literally, I fucking do not like it or care about it anymore. That is how she feels. Because there's nothing to back it up. It's lies. Empty words, empty promises. That's how I currently feel about everything that you have done and said. It's always the same. It's always, you're amazing. I want to be with you forever, but not right now because of the rest of my life, which is more important, more precious to me right now than you. Nope, don't care. Don't care. So what do I want from you? We have the moon, the emperor, and the high priestess. This is a lot of major arcana energy coming out. I want you to majorly shift your energy from this rigid, stubborn, controlling, never letting me in, never letting me be a part of this emperor, just this I control when my feelings are expressed. I control when this happens. I control the timeline. I control this. I control that. Which, by the way, is a bunch of fear-based behavior. The moon is all about your fear. Your fear of going deeply into your emotions and finding out what is hidden there. I want you to face your fear. I want you to look deeply inside. I want you to find what the fuck subconscious stuff you have that's causing you to be such a dick. Because the emperor, in a shadowy energy, the way that I feel about this emperor right now, is a dick. 100%. Figure it out. Look inside. Do some homework. Do some journaling. Do some meditation. Do some shadow work. Do whatever the hell you have to do. But fucking do it. Because I do not want to fuck with you at all if you cannot be in a place of trust. Trusting yourself, trusting me. I don't care. I can't deal with, I don't want this, this to me, this is not divine masculine energy showing up. It's the dark side. It's the shadowy side because it's coming out with the moon. It's somebody who has secrets and keeps them. It's somebody who decides how I'm going to feel and then makes a decision for me, right? Oh, well, this person isn't going to be going to be able to handle this information, so I refuse to share this information. Okay, well then be alone. What do I long for right now? You bet your ass. Look at all this major energy. I long for all of those hidden, secret, dark things to come out into the sun. This is the eclipse, the moon, and the emperor and the high priestess in front of the sun. When that sun reappears in the sky on the eclipse, on the day of the eclipse, everything, this is my vow, everything that's in my world that day, every person, every contact in my phone, everyone who has loyalty and love for me on that day when the sun comes out that day, Those are the people I want in my life. If I meet new people after that, great. But if I know you already and you're not in my life on that day, you're not messaging me, you're not talking to me, you're not there. If I don't see you when the sun comes out, you're not in my life. What I long for is to be in a place where everything is in the light, and I don't keep anyone who keeps secrets from me around anymore. I don't need that energy. I long to be able to play. I long to be able to have fun. I long to be able to come out of the cold, to finally be in the warmth. What do I long to tell you? I'm done. I'm done. It's been fun. But there's really no room anymore in my life for anybody who is coming to me like this. This is how you are. You are the Knight of Wands. You are inconsistent, inefficient, ineffective. You do not communicate directly to me. You come inconsistently without any sign of staying for the long haul. You might be passionate about me, but you have no way to sustain it as you've currently shown me. I believe there's more to you, which is why I held on for so long, but I'm not willing to do this anymore because I used to be able to see a future with you, and now I just can't. So I'm closing this cycle with you, and I won't open it again. If you come through my door and reopen the connection, or if it comes full circle and you're the one who's talking to me, that's the only way it's going to start again. But I'm not going to start this with you again. So if you're waiting for me to initiate contact, if you're waiting for me to, DM you so that you leave it on red, or, text you so that it just stays on red or whatever, if you're waiting for that to happen, it's not going to happen. The cycle will not be started by me. You will have to attempt to start it. And frankly, you would have to have a lot to say to get me to start again. Because anything like this is not going to do it. So if you're like, oh, I made this for you, and that's all you have to say, I'm going to be like, cool. I'm not going to have anything more to share with you. So I'm only going to share with you as much as you're willing to share with me. It's just got to be reciprocal, or I'm not interested. Something I need right now. Wow. Yeah, I need a physical material gesture. The Ace of Cups. If you can give me something real, something solid, some offer, something that can grow, something that's actually going to grow, not something that's going to burn out in just a few hours after I experience it, which is all that happens when you give me those creative gestures, like when you make the playlist, or when you create the poem, or when you make the, whatever it is that you're creating. That burns out within a few minutes. It really does. Like the first experience of it, I'll be like, oh my God. And then a few seconds later, I'll be like, what a dick. Like, what the fuck good does this do me? Like, oh, you're sad? Oh, are you thinking of me? Okay, fuck you. Okay, I don't give a shit. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to oh, I'm thinking of you. You can literally fucking talk to me. And so I need a real goddamn fucking gesture from you. And if you do that, I can give you some of the overflow from my cup. But if you don't give me anything real, I can't give you any of this. And this is what your creativity is saying to you right now. If you don't do something physical to show the world that you are committed to bringing through this inspiration into your life and making it real, then it's going to be difficult for you to keep getting that inspiration, to keep getting filled up, to keep getting creative. Eventually, it's going to dry up because you're not giving back. You have to actually take the inspiration and you have to put it out into the world. So this is the equivalent of your person saying, if you don't actually go make a physical gesture to this person, that person is not going to be able to share love with you, period. What do I hope for this connection? The Queen of Swords. I hope that you can come correct, that you can handle the criticism that I do intend to share with you, because I am not going to sit there and have you go, I'm sorry for this, and just just go, okay, well, I can just forget everything. I want to know that you know how you transgress, that you know the boundaries that you crossed, because I don't want to get into a situation where things start happening again and you don't you just go back to your Knight of Wands ways because you haven't acknowledged how you've actually hurt me. I I hope that you can withstand this energy from me, being able to tell you these things and say these things to you this way. First of all, loved ones should be able to be honest with each other and speak directly and communicate directly. And I hope that you're able to do that, and I also hope that you're able to handle that. That's the whole thing. That's the thing that you don't understand. In a safe and secure connection, people get mad at each other. They say words, harsh words sometimes. They get frustrated. But the love that they have for each other overrides the frustration. It cuts through all of the judgments. It softens people. It allows them to get through obstacles together. And I hope that you can figure that out and be as smart as I am about it. Something I promise to do about this connection. I promise to receive your cup, to be open to it, to allow you to approach, to be gentle, to believe in the true love that's here, to say I'm sorry for the harsh words that I have said, or the anger or frustration that I feel. That I understand that you are really, truly, at heart, innocent. And that we all have this inner child energy within us, this wounded inner child energy within us that deserves love and deserves to be honored and respected and forgiven. But I do promise that when you come to me, I will be open to receive wholeheartedly whatever you have to offer me. And something I'm thankful for in this connection is I learned how to be selfish, because I wasn't in the past. I actually almost never let myself keep my loving energy, keep this emotional world that I have for me and enjoy me and allow myself to just have it. I was always pouring out, always giving to everyone else, and never having a full cup. And so I'm thankful that I learned how to be more selfish, because that is the only way that I'm going to actually be able to love. Because if I don't do that, I will be depleted when I go to try to give to others. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm also thankful that I do feel that when I am finally in union with a truly divine masculine energy, and I don't know, I really genuinely have no idea who that is, even if my mind wants to tell me that's not true. There's no way for me to know until it happens. But I am thankful that I will see this fulfillment of my wishes. I'm thankful before it happens, because I believe it will. I just don't know if it's going to be the specific person or not. And certainly it wouldn't be unless they were able to overcome a lot of what we talked about. All right. Divine Masculine. Good luck, buddy. What would Divine Masculine say about this connection? Well, we just saw the 9 of Cups, and here's the 10 of Cups, and 10 of Teacups. And what the Divine Masculine would say right now is, the idea of this connection is really, really, really fills me with happiness. It's a source of satisfaction. It's a source of bliss for me. I've been dreaming about you, just daydreaming, but also actually experiencing you in my dreams. This is the ultimate end for me. And I desire this very much. I know ultimately that this connection is the most fulfilling connection that I could have. Something that I'm hiding from you is that I am really ready to publicly acknowledge you. And for a lot of the people around me, it's going to seem premature because they don't know this, first of all, this deep pull that I've had towards you for almost my whole life, just subconsciously, but I felt myself pulled towards you. And now that I see you and you're here and I know it's you, that's going to be impossible to explain to other people. But I really, really am at the point where I want to publicly acknowledge this connection. It's consuming me, and I'm keeping it from you. Maybe I don't want you to freak out about the way it might be received, or maybe I'm afraid that you are not wanting to proclaim it at this point. Like maybe you feel some type of way, or maybe that would scare you. In some cases, maybe there's some notoriety that would be involved, that you would get undue attention that you don't want. But I guess also I'm hiding that I have a lot of fear here regarding finally proclaiming this connection. Something that I seek forgiveness for. This is the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I am really sorry that I treated you like an option when you are definitely not an option. You are the option. You are a queen among princesses, and you are beautiful and loving and compassionate and caring. And I've let my confusion and my fogginess over my decisions and choices dictate how I've treated you. And I may have made you feel like you were not chosen, even though you're the only one that I have been desiring. I'm just sorry that I did that. You're so kind and you're so caring, and I never wanted to make you feel like you were just one of many options, when that's really never been the case. You are one of a kind. Something that I want to say about the current moment is the Eight of Swords and the Three of Wands. So I get it, okay? The way that you said you feel right now about you not being able to see the future, and you not, no longer wanting to wait for a future that you can't see if it's worth it. I completely understand where you're coming from. And I can embrace that it's my fault, because I have created a situation where you have healthy boundaries in place. You put the boundaries up because I treated you like an option and had third parties. And I understand that I have sort of created the boundaries now that make it really difficult for me to be able to show you the future with you. Because like you said, all of the ways that I've attempted to show you, you don't respond to anymore. Because like you said, you don't have this knowledge that I have this intention to show up. Or if you just see my intention as not being able to be fulfilled, I don't blame you for this. And I recognize that it's high time to break through these mental barriers that I have had that have kept me in this state where I'm making you wait for I don't know what I'm making you wait for. I just want you in my life. Why would I make you wait? You can be in my life right now. We could be like, there's no perfect point when somebody can enter your life. There's no, I don't know, I'm overcome with emotion, but there is no divine timing. So every time that you've ever heard the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune associated with divine timing, that is just the storyline that has been parroted by tarot readers for a long time, but there is no such thing as divine timing. That's not a thing. I don't know. I've never channeled this message like this before, and I feel like that's why it's emotional, but there is no such thing. Divine timing is a human construct. There is no time. So the idea that the divine has a time is not true. Right now is all there is. Right now is all that matters. And I want you to be with me right now. And I want to be with you right now, no matter what is going on in your life. No matter what is going on in mine. And I think I did just break through the Eight of Swords. I think the idea that there is divine timing or perfect timing or a time no, the time is now. The time is now. Something that I want from you is I want to clearly communicate to you what this future is that you can't see. I want to clearly communicate to you what I desire and what I want. And I want to hear what you desire and what you want clearly so that we can head towards this future together now. And basically, with the Ace of Swords, I want to talk. And I want you to talk to me. Something I long for is this healing energy of the star. I long to take these wishes and make them real, to bring them into my reality. I long to be able to really, really tell you, show you how much of a star you are, how you have been, the wise men followed the star to their salvation, to their savior. You were the star that I followed to my salvation, to my savior. And I long to be able to share that with you. I long for you to know how much of a star you are, to really know, not just profess it, but to really know. Something that I long to tell you is that you are the one that I have chosen to be with. You are my soulmate. I am on this path with you. Every crossroads I have ever come to in my life, I always choose you. I always choose to go in your direction. Every time. Something that I need right now is what you needed. The Ace of Coins. The Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Hedgehogs in the Disney deck here. The Alice in Wonderland deck. I need to give you the material gesture that you're asking for. I know that. I need to make that commitment to you. And something that I seek to give you, this is what I need to do. This is what I need right now to do that. It's something I seek to give you is surrender. I seek to surrender to you, basically. And basically also, I will never give up. What I will give you is that I will surrender to this love, and I will never give up on it. And something that I hope for this connection, you hoped for the Page of Cups. No, you hoped for the Queen of Swords. What you were promised is the Page of Cups. You hope for the Queen of Swords. I hope that you will be open to receiving my love when I do come to communicate my love to you. I hope that you will... It's interesting because it's raining outside right now, and the sound of the rain is kind of ASMR for the rain of this umbrella. And this umbrella is a protective energy. So I hope that our love is protected from the sadness, from the gloom that has surrounded it, and that you will receive this cup from me because it is filled with love for you. Something I promise to do about this connection. This is the Four of Swords. I promise to break the silence. I promise to have faith in this connection. I promise to really heal whatever is within me, that Three of Swords, that heartbreak, that pain, that suffering and sadness, whatever it is that has kept me silent, that has kept me emotionally unavailable. I promise to heal that so that I can actually communicate with that Ace of Swords that I so much long to do. And something I am thankful for in this connection is this Nine of Pentacles. I'm thankful that you have granted me the autonomy to figure these things out, that you really haven't placed ultimatums upon me, that you have allowed me to go and figure out what I needed to do, and that I believe that you will allow me to return to you with that pentacle that I need to offer you to complete this Ten of Pentacles. But I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful that I have truly learned the meaning of autonomy. Okay. How do I feel about this conversation? Divine Feminine's so valid. And I think that her demands are being met and are being heard by the Divine Masculine. I do think that that revelation about divine timing is a big one. So I think ultimately this is a very productive conversation. But I have some oracles, and I have a couple of little junk food additions here. So we're going to get a little bit for the feminine side. What's going on for the feminine side? We have Mask, which says not showing true feelings, hiding, personifying, pretending, deluding, and gaslighting. Coming out with the Karmic Relationship, which says fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Fake Person. And unwise spending. All right. So Divine Feminine is very clear right now. She has closed the cycle on a karmic relationship. There is this realization with this Knight of Wands and that fire, honestly, Aries season coming out over here for feminine hardcore. But the fire that was coming out for this Knight of Pentacles, or Knight of Wands energy, she has sussed out when people are not really expressing real feelings, when they, maybe they have the intention or they like the idea of something, but they really, because if you really love somebody, you would never dangle a carrot. You would never be like, oh, here you can have this. No, just kidding. Here you can have this. No. Oh, want it? You want it? You want it? You can have it. No, I'll give it to you. I swear. Ah! No, you would never do that. If you love somebody, you wouldn't put them through that. And Divine Feminine is realizing that anybody who's comfortable continuing to do that without reflection, obviously people make mistakes, and they might even make a lot of mistakes. They might even make mistakes many times, but eventually they change their ways. If somebody has never changed their ways in this regard, it's 12:11 when I'm saying this, there is this point where the feminine is realizing that it would be unwise to spend any time on people not showing their true feelings. Any time that somebody doesn't truly say how they feel about you, it's a karmic relationship. It's one that's teaching you a lesson. And you can choose to learn the lesson or repeat the lesson. But that's really up to you. Divine Feminine has really realized that. She's like, oh, okay. So when someone likes you, they tell you. When someone is really wants to pursue something with you, but has something really serious going on, and they can't devote the energy to you, they tell you. It's 12:12 when I'm saying that. This weekend, my mother was going through an open heart surgery. I honestly had, 5 or 6 different people talking to me on dating apps. And, of the 5 or 6, probably 2 people that I was actually interested in talking to. And yet, I was in kind of so much turmoil over my mom's condition, which is stable, and she's coming home today, actually, that I really couldn't focus and I couldn't give my all. So I said to the people that I knew, I really just didn't think there was going to be anything with them. I said, hey, a lot's going on for me right now, and I can't give you the time and attention. We would need to grow a connection, so I'm gonna, just focus on my stuff right now and wish you luck, wish you the best. And those people were like, well, if you're in a place where you want to talk again, let me know. And I was like, I sure will. And then there's a person who I shared that sentiment with, and their response was just like, absolutely, if you need space, you need space. Like, I'll be here for you either way. It was so supportive. And I ended up receiving comfort after sending that message from that person, and was able to then have these really supportive conversations that helped uplift me. So when you're in a place where you can't emotionally connect with somebody, it's not appropriate to just ghost them, or, just be like, well, they'll wait for me until I'm fine. You had to communicate that you need time or space. You have to give the person the grace of being like, also, I'd like to come back and pursue this after I figure this out. Is that okay with you? Like, because maybe the other person isn't really in a space for that, and they really want to just pursue somebody who's ready to go right now. And you have to, if you love a person, or you have feelings like you could love a person, then that Nine of Pentacles that the masculine energy is thankful for, that autonomy and that freedom, that's something you give to that person with grace. So that's something divine feminine energy has learned, and I think that is a beautiful lesson. Divine masculine, what have we learned over here? We've got reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, making memories, and then addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and a restraint. So look at that Instagram camera. Addicted. So the masculine energy was for a long time really addicted to reminiscing and looking at the memories from the past, being addicted, obsessed, focusing. But now we have transformation and healing. So we see what that masculine was longing for there with the star card. It's actually present here. And this is a lot of progress. Divine feminine saying, oh, I don't spend money on people who don't show their true feelings, who just are waiting there in the wings, watching, whatever, not stepping up, not communicating, not speaking. Don't do that anymore. And the divine masculine is like, yeah, I used to be addicted to just watching and just looking at the things of the past and reminiscing instead of creating new memories. And I have transformed that. That has done. It's ended. It's over. And I'm healed. I'm healed. And it's an emotional healing there with that water energy. Okay, well then maybe there'll be some progress here this week. Now let's go through the oracles. We have for the Tell Me Everything. So we're going to have each one of you say some final words to each other. Divine Feminine's going to go first. And this is what she would say to the Divine Masculine today. I have accumulated wisdom and experience, and am surrounded by all I need. An abundance of resources is available to me through the generosity of spirit and all of my hard work. I am showing up when you need reminding that the acorns you have gathered and stowed away have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough, and you have what it takes to co-create this reality that we want to experience together. Through our diligent preparation, we have gained wisdom and strength. How much potential we have. We must believe in ourselves, for Spirit believes in us and wants us to know that we have enough and are good enough. Doesn't that truth make you feel safe and secure? It should, for we have everything we need right now. I love that. Divine Masculine, what you would say to the Divine Feminine right now is a lucky time. With Rabbit Spirit here. A sunny meadow calls, and I am here to lead you out of your dark warren and into the light so that we can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. It may have seemed safe below ground, but I realize now that the magic happens when I come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. I'm inviting you now into a new life that we have no experience with, but we don't need to fear. Today, it is a time to be fruitful and productive as we enjoy this sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever we intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes, really, when we're co-creating with Spirit. So I'm letting new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. Wow. I think that's awesome. I'm glad to hear Divine Masculine talking like that. All right. We have now the Wisdom of the Oracle message. For Divine Feminine, we have number 46, Regeneration. Of course, I opened to 44. The relationship message is the world. The world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment, you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. That is a beautiful, exciting message, and I don't hate it. Divine Masculine. Ooh, 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 ooh. What about that realization of divine timing today with the tick-tock on the clock message, number 30, the protection message. I did not see that card earlier. That is insane. My job is really crazy. And if you're this far, please go click the link in my profile and send a donation or book a private reading. In this last month, I think I've only made around $100, and I wish I was kidding, but I am not. And so if you could be kind and share with me, book a reading, send a donation, join membership when Passes launches, which is going to launch in a couple of days, please do so. Thank you. Okay, not the right card. Here we go. Divine Masculine. Have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? There is nothing to fear. You will never run out of time for the important things. The miracles that are yours and yours alone can't be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands with guides and angels hovering in the invisible spaces, ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Spirit will never deny you your highest good. All is yours. In divine appropriate timing, you can now relax. Do you understand how we just dispelled this myth today? It's going to be embedded in every single book. It's going to be perpetuated by tarot readers everywhere. And God bless them, they don't have the same download that I had today. 1221 to confirm this message when I am saying this. There is no divine timing. There is no big clock in the sky. There is no, things happen in March, things happen in April, things happen in May for you. There are nature's cycles, and there are cycles in our lives. That is true. Obviously, we have certain times when we are fertile and certain times when we are not fertile. That is true. But there is no higher power determining your timeline. You are the higher power determining your timeline. You are the one who sets divine timing, which means it's not out of your control. Divine appropriate timing, the appropriate timing for something is when you have received inspired action to do it. If you receive inspired action and you do not do it, it's not because there's a time when you're supposed to do it and it wasn't this time. That's a story you tell yourself afterwards. You are supposed to act when you feel inspired to act. Are you going to do it every time? No. If you start doing it more often, will things start to align for you much faster? Fuck yes. It is your resistance to your own urges to that come from your gut, from your high priestess energy, not from your ego mind that's like, oh, maybe I should text him today. No, definitely not. No. Your gut. When you know you should do something. When everything in you is like, get up and do the tarot reading now. It doesn't matter what you're thinking, doesn't matter what you're doing, get up and do it. Do it. If you start doing that, you're going to notice that things don't take a long time. Things don't take weeks. Things don't take months or 20 years. Because there's not this like set timeline for the things to unfold. You're creating that. This is a quantum field. It's all malleable. There's nothing solid here. Which means there's no solid timeline for anything. There is no divine timing. There's no divine timing. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that to myself, but that belief has held you back. It has made you complacent. It has made you accept things that you shouldn't accept because they weren't the right, correct ending. Do all things happen for a reason? If you give things a reason, then yes, all things do. Do all things happen in divine timing? If you decide that the timing was divine, then yes, they do. But you're in charge. And the idea that you're not in charge is why you actually don't have regency over your life. Agency over your life. If you finally accept that you are the one who's controlling the timing by the way that you're thinking, by the way that you are feeling or not feeling or not thinking, that is what's controlling the clock. Just that. Here are your 2 self-care activities for this week. For the feminine energy, we have a beauty ritual. So do something that makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're spending time with yourself. For the masculine, we have a burning bowl ritual. Cleansing away those limiting beliefs. Maybe take something on a piece of paper, draw a clock on a piece of paper, burn it. Burn those limiting beliefs about when things are appropriate, how you're supposed to act. You know, like, there's a lot of assuming the masculine energy does because of the overthinking. So you're like, well, I assume that this person is going to expect a certain thing from me, so I can't provide that thing. So before this person can be disappointed by my failure to provide this thing that I'm imagining they want, I'm going to not give them anything. How do you know what I want? We haven't talked about it. How do you know what it means to show up for me if we don't even have a conversation about how I actually would feel most supported by you? Start communicating more and thinking about what another person would say less. All right. I hope that has all helped you this week. And I will see you tomorrow for the financial reading. Friday will be the love reading this week. I will potentially do a junk reading on Saturday, although because I did this Tell Me Everything, I may not do that this week. But Sunday there will be the general week ahead reading. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I look forward to seeing you on my new Passes channel, where I will be live streaming exclusively now. There will be no more live streams on any of the other platforms. Going forward, I will only be live streaming on Passes. So I'm excited for that to get started. It's all going to start next week. So I will see you there. Take care, everybody.